Hello, Professor. This is Leslie Coffin from your communications class. Today I am going to be speaking about my paper on getting ready for a job interview or preparing for an employment interview. I apologize ahead of time for the way I look or if I have trouble with my speech. Moving forward, abstract of my paper today is getting ready for a job interview. 3 essential topics will be discussed. The significance of business research, the importance of proper attire. What are some of the most likely questions that will be asked? This paper can assist you in preparing for a job interview. I chose this topic because I thought I had a good amount of experience on it. So first, company research. If you have an interview for a new job, the first thing I would do to prepare is to do some research about the business. A person going for an interview should prepare and plan ahead of time to feel more secure. It says in black, Y. James, from an article published from 1991. Interviewers will want you to be interested in their business, and they will expect you to demonstrate that by asking questions, but it is also true that you should come to the interview with a solid foundation of information about the company. Learning about a company before a job interview is now simpler than ever. Take some time ahead of time to study as much as you can on the internet. It is so much simpler in today's world. In this day and age, we can locate virtually anything on our phone, tablet, laptop, or any device. Begin by going to the company website. You may go through the organization's mission statement and history, products and services, management and business, culture information there. I'd also suggest checking out social media, Glassdoor, LinkedIn. This can offer you an idea of the kinds of interview questions that have been asked in the past, as well as salary ranges for similar jobs, employee evaluations, and more. I have done this many times. I highly recommend doing your research on a company when you're applying for them or if you're getting ready for a job interview. Proper attire. Another point to remember while preparing for an interview is to dress appropriately. When it comes to making a first impression, you only have one opportunity. It is critical to create a good first impression during a job interview. And your interview clothing is an essential component of that. It's always safer to be overdressed for a job interview than underdressed, I say. Regardless of what the rest of the office is wearing, it is critical to pay close attention to what you're looking like during a job interview. A candidate wearing a suit and a tie or a dress and heels will generally create a far better impression than one that is wearing jeans and tennis shoes. Working in the nursing healthcare industry, it is not uncommon to see nurses, certified nursing assistants, and others dressed in scrubs, since we're all often on the go from one job to the next. This may be acceptable in certain situations or certain fields, but this you must still communicate if you will be coming from your job, as well as looking clean and presentable. It was predicted that well-dressed people would portray themselves more favorably than badly dressed because they had a higher self-confidence. In general, In today's society, the finest interview clothes for guys tend to be conservative. Men should always wear a suit or formal clothes as a default. All clothing should be well-fitting and stain-free in general. Women's interview attire is more complex and diverse than men's. The additional choices that make choosing an interview attire for ladies is a little more difficult than for men. If you're wearing a dress or a skirt, for example, you'll need to determine whether to wear pantyhose or go bare-legged. Also, the way we style our hair, women should also think about the interview accessories and choose a suitable handbag. Professional interview bags that are big enough to hold a resume but not too showy are ideal. I would definitely recommend keeping tattoos covered and any excessive piercings removed so that it is a more conservative first impression. Moving on. Anticipated questions. Finally, it is critical to prepare for potential interview questions. You may prepare to respond to questions regarding employment requirements. Says J. Cale, an article that he published in 2017. There are no two job interviews alike. There are simply too many factors. This may include the company's culture, the nature of the job, and the interviewer's and candidate's personality. An applicant has gone through at least one screening by the time he or she gets the interview. Someone inside the company has reviewed and approved the candidate's application, as well as any additional documents provided. This could be This could be cover letters, portfolios, and recommendation letters. In nursing, we also have fingerprint first aid. We have different certifications, the fingerprint clearance card, and other credentials as well as they like to see before job interviews. It may be useful to picture it as a live audition in which a confident and prepared candidate can show that he or she has a necessary abilities and personality for the role. They may ask unexpected questions to observe how a candidate thinks and responds to a new situation. During an interview for a nursing job, the director asked me this question: describe how you would prepare a sandwich if you were hungry and awoke in the middle of the night. At the moment, I was perplexed as to why she would ask such a bizarre question that had nothing to do with a skilled nursing position. Looking back, I believe she was assessing my level of depth and specifically in my response. Since I obtained the position, I worked for that business for 5 years before moving on to a better opportunity at another nursing company. I suppose I gave a thorough response. This is just an example of how clear-minded and focused you need to be when going to a job interview. I hope you enjoyed my essay. And lastly, I would just like to share my references for my paper. Thank you.